on this side of the divide have started looking into your direction, and we will look at it heavily. We're not going to just brush you on the surface of it. In fact, we will move for an investigation, a full-blown investigation on Nigerian mining and cadastral. We need to know your activities and what you are doing there. The list of miners in this country you have licensed, we want to know them. Where and which state you have licensed, we want to know them. How much each of them have been paying as ground rent, we want to know them. The yardstick in which you have been using to build them as ground rent, we want to know them. How much have they been paying as royalty, we want to know. And what is this, the content or the breakdown of how you come about the amount paid as royalty, we want to know it. And those that are not registered, how are you taking care of them? We want to know. There are a lot of Chinese in this country that are illegal miners, that are taking our hard-earned resources out of our country. Yes. They are taking it out. Precious stones, gold, bauxite, copper, they are taking it out without paying any kobo. And here you are, despite all these millions and billions worth in dollars, you are showing us a budget of 2.3 trillion, billion, 3 point, you have 4 billion, you have realized 3.1, and you are projecting another 3 or 4 or 5 for yourself in 2022. No, this cannot be. Just let's close our eyes. We are all privileged, all of us here. And look at that man in that village who doesn't even know anything and doesn't have anything. So, the DG, Mining and Cadastral, you better start telling us what we want to hear and not what you feel you want to say. You better start telling us. You better start opening up and let us know the way out, because this should generate at least minimum of 2 to 3 trillion for us a year. That is even scratch for us to start anything. So let's start knowing where the problems are and who is keeping the money and who is allowing Nigeria resources to be taken away free of charge. We want to know them. Please talk to us.
Thank you very much, Chairman and distinguished senators. I want to actually mention that I'm standing here on the oath of my office, and I want you to know that I want everyone to know that it is my mandate that is given to me, and I am not in charge of royalties. I am not in charge of illegal activities in this country. I have only the responsibility of issuing licenses, and what I get from my revenue. When I said ground rent, I should have simply said annual service fees, but to make it land tenure system, to make it easier, I now said ground rent, so that people will now understand I am not talking about the revenue that is accruable from the production, but rather the surface. And in every cadastral, the system is programmed in a way that every type of license have their rate incorporated in the system. Today, if you ask me, we have been working closely with NIAIT. And we have every company has what they have paid in terms of rates. We don't determine the rates. They are there in the regulations. They are there spelled out clearly in the Act. So whatever I'm saying here is based on the mandate that have been given in line with the law. In terms of activities, your chairman, sir, royalties, illegal mining is not under my purview. I was only trying to explain, being part of the sector, what is happening there. And as such, I cannot move into someone's jurisdiction. So that is why we look at, even when we look at activities, which is not my purview, we have even cases in Zamfara, what they are supposed to pay, for instance now, for an exploration license. If you give an exploration license, the rates are already established, are incorporated and programmed in the system. 1,500, you cannot give 1,499. The system will not accept it. And that is why we are even migrating it to online. Mr. Chairman and distinguished members, I stand here on my oath, and I'm telling you that it is the mandate that I have in law. And I'm telling you, I have been in this sector for 38 years. I will never, ever sit down and say I say anything wrong. And I welcome any aspect, and I only said it because I assumed from the perspective that we have come, we need to be able to generate revenue. As far as the mining cadastre is concerned, being fees alone. Zamfara now is not working. Activities have been closed. I told them they must pay the annual service fee. I will stop using the word ground rent so that we'll be able to now understand. So it's more or less like it's tied on the surface area. And we use cadastral units. Cadastral units, every cadastral unit is uniform for exploration license, for a quarry lease, and so on and so forth. Zamfara now, they are not working, they cannot pay royalties, and I told them they must pay their rents, their annual service rents. I said, royalties is tied to activity. But once you hold the license of the federal government, you must, at the end of the day, be able to now pay the rent, which is the size of the area. Somebody who is holding 300 cadastral units is about half a kilometer by half a kilometer, which is one cadastral unit. Multiplied, the system will not accept it. We enter into the system. Distinguished committee, I want you to come to the mining cadastre and see what we are doing. I'm not actually bragging. I'm happy that there are one or two of you that are very much aware of the working of the cadastre. I don't want to mention names, but they are there, they see us. NIAIT are there. The World Bank monitors what we are doing. And for the past records that they have commended us. And I'm proud to say that the achievement that I've made, without being over ambitious or whatever, I look forward to continue to generate revenue, as the case may be.
DG, we have listened to you. What are the solutions?
Sir.
What are the solutions that can generate 50 billion, 100 billion, 200 billion, 500 billion from cadastral units alone? What are the solutions?
Sir.
Is it your act? Is it your rate? Is it your act? Is it your rate that must be reviewed? We want to know, we want to hear.
Sir, for instance, someone might have 200 cadastral units for an exploration license. And 200 cadastral units for an exploration license is 40 square kilometers. What is supposed to pay for that 200 cadastral units? We use the rates as per international practice. We don't want, at the case of the day, we now put our rates higher than other people. We use the rate while going around the African countries, while going international, so that we'll be able to now make sure that they don't come to Nigeria and they run away. That is as far as the cadastre is concerned.